Grace and peace to you from Jesus Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, yesterday was pretty nice, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that Chris Schaefer would probably call it one of the top 10 weather days. But I'm going to call it a resurrection day. Because what happened yesterday? Any of you go outside to play? As kids, did you go out, and adults? Anybody go out to play? Okay. And how long did you stay outside playing? The whole day? Because you could. Because it was warm out and it was sunny and it was great outside. And also, what did you see happening when you were outside yesterday? Notice anything happening? Adults too? Birds. All kinds of birds. Yellow ones, red ones, blue ones. They're coming back. Color is coming into our world. What else? Bicycles. People. Can you believe it? There's actually people in Minnesota. And they came out yesterday from their hidden little places. What else did we see? Buds. Woke up in the morning, you probably looked out at the trees, and they still looked pretty dead. And you wondered, are they ever coming back by afternoon? Little tiny green buds. Resurrection. All around us, things coming to life. Anybody see any flowers coming up? Just the green. They're peeking. And they're coming up from the deep, dark, really kind of solid earth, and here they burst through. Yesterday, my husband called me out. We were kind of out in the yard in the morning, and then he called me in the afternoon and said, "Come, you got to see this." I have a lot of perennials in my gardens, and where we had been kind of pushing the leaves away, and there was nothing there in the morning. By afternoon, about a fourth of an inch of growth. It was almost as if I would have stood there. I would have watched it. I mean, that's resurrection. Things happening right before our eyes. We just listened to a very long gospel story. But it's a great story. It's known as the raising of Lazarus. But actually, this story is about resurrection, not just for Lazarus, but for all of us. Now, this story is packed with all kinds of wonderful things we could delve into today, but today we're going to focus on just that one thing. Jesus being the resurrection and the life, and what it means for us. First, I'm just going to tell you a few things about the biblical story that, as you were listening and maybe wandered off and did your grocery list. I don't know if any of you ever do that. I sometimes do. So I just want to point out a few things and bring you kind of back to the story. In this story, we have a man, Lazarus. The very name, Lazarus, means God helps. And because we know the end of the story, that he's raised to life, yeah, God helps Lazarus. But God also helps all of us. So Lazarus is ill. Mary and Martha, his sisters, who Jesus is very close to. As a matter of fact, many people believe they were cousins. So Lazarus also. And very close. They're very close friends. The very first thing they do is to get word to Jesus. You see, Jesus had been with them and around by them in Jerusalem. And he was teaching, and he got into a little bit of hot water with the Jews. That's how it's always listed in John. However, that doesn't mean Jesus was a Jew. Mary and Martha, Lazarus, they're all Jews. So when it talks about the Jews, they're talking about religious leaders who aren't really buying all of what Jesus has to say. So the Jews don't mean Jews. The Jews mean people who are of the Jewish faith who are not believing Jesus' message quite exactly as he's preaching it. So he was preaching and teaching in the temple, and these people were getting rather upset because Jesus was making claims. In the Gospel of John, there's no hiddenness about who Jesus is. Jesus is God. We're told right up front in John 1, the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. We know exactly who Jesus is from the very beginning. So Jesus often talks about himself in those terms, one from God. So they're not liking that because that's going to cause some conflict for them, and they're concerned that the Roman government will get involved. They might lose their temple, which for them is losing their God, because that is where God resides. So they're a little bit upset with him, and so they try to stone him. At this point, they're going to stone him, and he slips out, and he goes crosses the Jordan River, and that is where he is. He's only been there a few days, and he gets word that Lazarus is ill. He tells his disciples, let's go back. And they say, are you crazy? Why would you go back? They were just going to stone you. You barely escaped by the skin of your teeth, and now you want to go back there? He has this odd saying that we read in that passage. He says, I'm going back because there are still 12 hours of daylight. That sounds like no answer at all to me. But what that really means, because daylight in John means faith, darkness means unbelief. So every time you hear those clues, as you hear a story from the Gospel of John, or you're reading it, and it says there is darkness or light, you're talking about light, belief, darkness, unbelief. So when he says, wait a minute, there's still 12 hours of daylight, what he's saying to them is, there is still time for me to make an impact on people so they may believe. For Jesus is the light of the world. Okay? So he's saying, I still can make an impact in people's lives so they come to believe. So he goes back, and we know the story. We just heard it. He goes back, and he does indeed raise Lazarus. But before he does that, Martha comes out to meet him and says, God, if you would have been here, Jesus, if you would have been here, Lazarus would not have died. But he died, and he's been in the tomb 4 days. Another cue to us, 4 days, Jewish belief, 3 days after you die, for 3 solid days, your soul circles around your body, waiting to get in, trying to get back in. And what they believed is by the 4th day, you're out of life, you're really dead. So, 4 days is important. He is really dead. He is not alive. He is dead, we are told. So Jesus said, Martha says, if you only would have been here. And he says, do you believe that I am the resurrection and the life? Martha says, well, yeah, I do. I believe in that. I believe that, at the end times, in the end days, people will rise again. I believe in the resurrection. And Jesus corrects her and says, no. What I'm telling you is I am mean God. God is resurrection. God is life. So those are the phrases from this story that we hang on to today. God is the resurrection. God is life. So in other words, resurrection isn't something we believe in. It's not something we kind of have as a definition and hang on to and is the crux of our definition of Christian faith. No, it is the experience of our Christian life. It is God moving among us in our life. That is what resurrection is. Resurrection is life. And Jesus, in the chapter before, in chapter 10, the Good Shepherd, he says, I'm the Good Shepherd, and guess what? I've come to give you life, abundant life. Not half life, but full life. Well, so what does that mean for us? Here's what it means for us who are here today. We've come to this baptismal font. We have been in the waters. And we have been told, and we believe, that we are drowned in the waters of baptism and risen again to new life through Jesus. That's what we believe happens in baptism. In baptism, we are a claimed child of God, known by name. God can call us by name and holds us forever in life. So resurrection for us begins as a baby in these waters of baptism. We are claimed, named, held on to, and then offered something even better. And can there be anything better than that? The good news is yes. A fullness of life, an abundant life. I'd like to tell you a little bit about some of the people I visit. I'm the visitation pastor, which for some of you, you might think of it like this. Oh, she visits the old people. Some of you might look at it like this. Oh, good, she visits my grandmother. Oh, good, she visits my neighbor, somebody who used to be my neighbor. Let me tell you what I really do. My job is that I get paid for people who are no longer able to sit in the pews to teach me about Jesus. How much better does that get? That's my job. I go and I sit with these individuals and hear of their deep faith, and yes, needs, and yes, we pray together, and yes, we study together, and all of that. I'm their pastor in their location, but don't think that they're not sitting among you. Because let me tell you, they are. They know who you are, and even though they may reside in Lewiston or in a senior apartment or in an assisted living someplace else, they really are right here in these chairs, right among you. And here's what I mean by that. They pray for you. They ask me all about you, even those of you who are new and that they didn't know. Who are the new members coming in? What are the kids like? What should we pray for them? What are they doing in Sunday school? What is that new worship service kind of like? They want to know, not to be critical. They want to know so they can pray for you. And they do. So you've got people praying for you, you don't even know. But they are. And they do want to hear about you. And I always say, for those of you who knew some of these people, they get the dirt. I give it to them. They want it, and I give it to them. So we get to tell stories together, but here's some things that I want to encourage you with. When we talk about living into resurrected life, fullness of life, what does that even mean? What does that mean for us? It means having a relationship with Christ, with Jesus, that's real. That's not in our head. That's not something we talk about. It's how we experience Jesus every single day. And here's how some of these people do that. So sometimes, I'm only going to tell a couple of you, a couple of you will know some of these people. Most of you won't know who these people are. But Jean Vaughn, she used to work at a grocery store on the east side, so a lot of people knew her. She worked there for years and years and years. She has taught me something about resurrected life, how to look at people. She says, look at people and say, are they God people? Are they a God person? And the first time she said that to me, like, well, that person's a God person. I thought, what in the world is she talking about? All people are God's people. That's what I've heard that as. No, what she means by that is, who are the people that speak the word of God so you can hear it? So who are the people in your life that say things to you? They may not even have a clue they're saying things to you that are changing your life. They just are, because they're God's people. They're a God person. And they're giving you a message from God. She's taught me that about resurrected life. Listen for the God people. Charlotte Trainer is a person who has dementia. Many of you might think, well, people who have dementia, they don't remember you, so let's just write them off. They don't remember. I mean, you go in, you talk to them, you leave, and it's all done. They don't even know you were there. So why even go? I'll tell you why you go. And I tell you why you listen. Because they're there inside it all. They're still there. And maybe it can't come out, but let me tell you, they are. And a good example is Charlotte Trainer has dementia. Every time I come, and I go once a month, and I visit Charlotte, I have to tell her who I am. I don't wait for her to ask. I walk up to her and I say, hi Charlotte, it's Maggie, how are you? And she, also her eyes will light up and she will say, are we going to do Bible study? And I say, you bet we are. And so we pull out the Bible, because Charlotte, even with her dementia, now Charlotte doesn't even really recognize her children anymore. She still knows the Word of God. And when we open up those scriptures and start reading, she has led me to some pretty unique discoveries in the scripture. She's still there, let me tell you. And that has taught me that in a resurrected life, we want that full life, we keep going to those scriptures and we keep learning them, because then they get inside us, even when people might think we're not even there anymore. Raymond Johnson is 103. He has a beautiful singing voice. And when I go to visit Raymond Johnson, he is almost blind. We sing hymns. And the first couple times it was pretty hilarious because he's blind, so he is doing it all from memory. I really don't have tons of hymns totally memorized. So we were mixing up verse 1 and 2 and 5 and 3 and putting them all together, and oh, it was a disaster. So I learned pretty quickly, and we'd laugh. I mean, it didn't matter really. We still sang. But then I thought, oh, well, if I just bring a hymnal, he'll listen and then that triggers his memory. So, resurrected life, having a relationship with Jesus, sometimes it's music and getting those songs into your soul. He's got those words memorized, and the words are not just words, they're his faith. Sometimes tears run down his cheeks as we sing, because he knows the love of Jesus from the music. He loves to hear himself sing, but he also loves for me to sing with him. I always agree about the neighbors. You're in the next room, but that's the way it is. At least he's got a great voice. But those songs are inside of him, and it has taught me that if I want a resurrected life, a life that really connects with Jesus, I am a music person. I love music. Memorize the songs you love about faith and about who God is in Jesus. Muriel Peterson, who passed away recently, she taught me that if you really are a resurrected person, well, guess what? You go tell other people. You be an evangelist. That's all there is to it. And you don't worry whether people accept you or don't accept you, because you do it in such a way that it is so gracious that there's all kinds of room for them to hear the message. And I remember when I first started visiting Muriel, she was in her own apartment. And I was really perturbed, because she said, okay, now and she told me exactly what I was going to do. Okay? There was no me coming in telling her anything, okay? It was, you will come. You will be here at 10:30. You will, for 15 minutes, help me set up chairs. There will be other people that will come in the room. Usually there was 12, 13, 14 people, 11 sometimes. You will write a full-blown worship service and have bulletins. So, and that will include a 15-minute sermon and communion. and we will sing hymns. And I thought, oh, come on. I mean, really, for one visit? Guess what? Here's what she taught me. Of course you do that. Why wouldn't I do that? Because who she was inviting were people who didn't have a church. At that point, she was still coming. She could still get here, but her neighbors couldn't. Or they were checking it out, weren't sure they really believed. There was one guy who, for the first year, he wouldn't sing any hymn that I was there. He just would not sing. And I thought it was just that he didn't sing. No. He wasn't sure he believed the words of the hymns, so he wouldn't sing them. By the end of the time, he passed away after about 2 years, he was singing the hymns, he was calling me, we were having discussions. That was because of Muriel. Muriel invited him into the space, we had worship together, and where 2 or 3 are gathered, the Holy Spirit moves, and boy does it. And that is what Muriel taught me about resurrected life. Don't be afraid to worship with other people and invite people into worship. Don't worry about what they might think. Let them think. Let them think how they want to think, but invite them. Invite them into a relationship with Jesus Christ. Find out what it means. She did that way to the end. The week before she died, we were at happy hour. Worked for my job. Okay, happy hour is not quite the same. At Ecumen, here's happy hour. You go down, it's a big spread, so if you want to get some really good hors d'oeuvres, Go to Ecumen at 3 o'clock on Thursdays. You go to the assisted living place, they have hors d'oeuvres, and they have little tiny glasses of wine. And if you want some, you can. They also have great juice. They have a wonderful time, but it's a time people mingle. So a week before she passes away, she brings me down there, and she grabs Joyce Carnes on the way down, who was also a member of this congregation. And we go down, and here is Muriel inviting everybody else to fill the table. Because she wants them to know that we are also not just going to have hors d'oeuvres and drink a little wine. We are going to be talking about Jesus. Come and join us, she said. Come and join us. A week later, she passed away, all the way to the end. Now, I told you Joyce Carnes is part of that same assisted living. So here's the delightful thing there. Joyce is a very quiet person. She's not like Muriel. So when I went to visit her after Muriel had passed away, she said to me, I suppose you're going to expect me to be Muriel now. No, Joyce, not at all. You need to be you. You need to be you. She said, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt if I invited some people. And I said, of course not. So it's that rubbing on. Resurrection is nurturing a relationship with Jesus, and it doesn't happen by ourselves. We need one another to teach us what resurrection looks like. Living into this resurrected life is stepping outside and taking in a deep breath and smelling the smells of the world around us and looking and seeing the world around us and hearing the sounds, living into the moment, into the day with Jesus. Not just the flip of the, oh yeah, thanks God. Not just the, oh yeah, I know Jesus is always with me. I'm talking about living into those moments and living into life, knowing that Jesus is right there, right beside you, not somewhere in the future, in the here and now. We have a God who is present with us now. Yes, there's an eternal life, you bet. But there's also a resurrected life right now. If you look in your little folders that you got when you came in, there is a seed on a piece of paper. If I can find mine. Okay, so it looks like this. It's somewhere in that folder. It's a sunflower seed. So what I'm going to ask of you, if you so choose to do, you can throw this away if you so choose. But if you want to have a prayer experience, when you go home, take the seed and plant it. Because the seed is kind of like us. Sometimes you look at that seed and go, boy, there's not much to that. It's kind of hard and dry, and you wonder if anything's going to even come from it. And then it gets planted in that deep, dark soil, and you wonder, wonder if anything's still going to come of that. And then you get the sun and the rain, and you wait, and it grows. I gave you a sunflower for a reason. The sunflower is to stand for Jesus, growing within you as you are drawn forth, pulled from maybe where you feel a little dead, maybe where you want some new life. Pray with this seed in your hand before you plant it. Ask God to empower you, to bring about a knowledge of resurrection. You are already resurrected through your baptism. Now, live into it. As God draws you, pray for what you need. We all have some needs, some wants, some hopes. I don't know what yours are, you don't know what mine is. We don't need to know each other's necessarily, but we do need to speak it to God. Plant the seed, hopefully, after a few months, this will be 10 to 12 to 15 feet tall. So don't plant it in a teeny little space. And you might want to get a couple other seeds, because one little sunflower can look a little silly, but having 2 or 3 and watching that throughout the summer, all the way into the fall, and as you watch it grow, be reminded, I am called by name, just like Lazarus. And called by name, I am loved by the Son, and I am pulled from death to life. Wake up, Jesus says. Wake up. I am right here. Let's live a life of abundance together. Amen.
Amen.